Okay, so why use the one or the other? Most of the time, you shouldn't do this where you import something out of the module into your program. It is sometimes useful. If you only have a single thing that you need from a module, you could import only that thing instead of the entire module. We usually then rename that thing to keep it clear where it came from. So for example, in this case, we might do the renaming of forward as turtle underscore forward, and then call it like that. Okay, but mostly it's better to import the entire module. The main reasons are 1, to avoid clashes in your code, and 2, to have clear code that is easy to understand, which is extremely important. Let me explain more about number 1, avoiding clashes. If you import the forward function directly into your program, like we had before, that name gets taken. So at this stage, that then means the turtle's forward function. Okay. If at some other point in your code after that, you now create or import another function with that same name, there's a clash. And the second one would overwrite the first one. So let's define our own function forward. Let's just have it print hi. Okay. If we then call forward, this is no longer going to refer to turtle's forward. This is going to refer to our own forward function. So you see, first it does the turtle forward, and then it does our own forward. Or the same thing, imagine we have another module called snake, and we import turtles forward, and we import snakes forward. Actually, let's do that down here. Then the first time around would be turtles forward, but as soon as we import forward from snake, that overwrites turtles forward, and this would be snakes forward after that point. So whereas if you imported the entire turtle module and the entire snake module, both the forward functions are available for your program to use. You simply write turtle.forward to use the forward function from the turtle module, and snake.forward to use the forward function from the snake module. You could also have your own forward function, which is simply called forward, with no dot something in front of it, because it's not something, not inside something else. It's just in your main program directly. Okay, so that leads to the second reason for rather importing entire modules, which is to have clear code that's very easy to understand. Let's say you're in the habit of importing things out of the modules, like we were doing here, instead of importing the whole module. Now imagine you're on line 5,000 of a bigger program, and it simply says forward. Okay, imagine that's now line 5,000 or something. By looking at that line of code, you don't actually know where the forward function came from. Is it a function you wrote yourself, or something that came from a module that you imported? And if so, which module? You just don't know. It makes it much harder to understand your own code, and you end up wasting a lot of time. So I hope it's clear why it's best to import the module as a whole and leave the individual things inside of the modules. If you like, you can rename the module to something short when you import it. Then you have to do less typing. But always do all of your importing at the top of the program. That way, there are no accidental clashes, as you can see all the names of the modules at the top, and you don't accidentally give different modules the same name. And if you can't remember what a short name like T stands for, you always know where to look right at the top of your program.